Hi, I'm Jeff Ludy, the owner of Houston Window Experts. Thank you so much for watching this video. Today I'm going to talk to you about the Windsor Pinnacle Clad double hung window. Now, if this is your first time to our YouTube channel, I just want to say welcome. We're so glad you're here. I'm standing in our beautiful showroom in Houston, Texas, where we have over a dozen brands of windows and doors to choose from, including Marvin and Anderson and Pella and Windsor. That's what we're going to talk about and feature today. Now, if you're not in this area and you're looking for a great window company, check out jeffslist.com. It's a website I started where I have a list of great window companies I know all over the country. We may know somebody near you. So come this way. Have you considered windows for your house? Maybe you're building a house. Maybe you're remodeling a house. Maybe you are dreaming of a house, right? We have over a dozen brands. And what I like about having more than one brand is sometimes, what's great for one home is not great for another, or what works for one budget doesn't work for another. And that's why we like to offer choices. And today I'm going to talk to you about maybe a lesser known product. It's called Windsor. Yes, like Windsor, as in, from England, but they're not from England. They're actually based in West Des Moines, Iowa. Now, what else is in Iowa? Do you know of a company called Pella Windows and Doors? Yeah, like Pella's been around since 1925. They're based in Pella, Iowa, which is not too far from where Windsor's made. And that's kind of that part of the country. There's a lot of great craftsmanship that goes into creating a lot of things, and windows is one of them. This is an actual aluminum exterior on this window with a wood interior. So you get wood on the inside and you get aluminum on the outside. Now you ask, well, Jeff, why would somebody want a wood window in Houston, Texas, where you get so much humidity and so much rain? Well, you're right about that, right? Because wood windows don't do really well in very wet climates. But when you have an aluminum exterior like this that's protecting the outside, see, this is aluminum. You hear me knocking on it. This is aluminum. This encases the wood so that the materials that are on the inside do not become exposed to the outside. Let me give you an example of what I'm talking about here. I'm going to tilt this window in. This window tilts in for replacement, for service, or for cleaning. And you'll notice right here, see this black part right here? This is aluminum exterior, and then you have a wood interior. Now, people say, well, why do you want wood anyway? Well, you don't have to have wood. I mean, we have vinyl, we have fiberglass, we have aluminum. There are a lot of other options, but a lot of times what people like about wood is it's like a natural fireplace, right? Like you get that romanticism, you get the warmth, you get the beauty of wood. You can see the actual grain on it. Speaking of that, they have 3 wood choices for you to choose from. But you could stain this window, you could paint this window. Like, think about this. There's a lot of times when people get involved in building a custom home, or they have an interior designer that's a part of their project, and they say, we'd like to have the windows in the dining room this color. We want the windows in the master bedroom that color. We want the windows in the kitchen a different color. Well, with vinyl or aluminum, you're not going to have those choices. And so having a great exterior product that protects you from the weather, but it gives you a wood interior, now you get the benefits of changing the color. You could change it in a year, you could change it in 10 years, you could change it once a month if you wanted to. But having wood on the inside gives you that natural wood feel. It gives you ability to make changes or choices when it comes to the colors of your windows. And also, it just represents a more upscale, nicer, luxurious window. I mean, window products like this are more like furniture for your home. It's something that actually is not just a function, it's actually a feature. It's a part of the beauty of your home. It's a part of making your house exactly the way you want it to look. Now, if you notice on the inside of this window here, this is a double hung window, okay? And they have a lot of different choices. They have fixed windows that don't operate, and we got some examples of those. They have casement windows that kind of you crank and they swing out like this. They also make doors that slide, and doors that are hinged, like French doors, that also complement all their products. But this actually happens to be the double hung window, meaning that double hung means that the bottom operates, but so does the top. The top operates as well. And it comes with a full screen, so you can actually have both open at the same time. So for example, if you wanted to create some ventilation in a room that only has one window, you could pull the top down part way, you could pull the bottom up part way, and that heat rises, right? So as the hot air goes out through the window, the cooler air gets pulled in. I don't know where you live, but there's times of the year in Houston, not very many, there's times throughout the year that being able to open the windows is a really nice thing, and that's the beauty behind an operable window. Now, while I've got this open, I want to point out a couple of things to you as far as the way this thing works. If you notice here, this has a really nice squishy, I like to use the word squishy, that's a very technical term. a squishy silicone-based weather stripping. See how nice that is? And what happens there is when I close this window, I'll go to raise it up. This actually makes a connection really good to this exterior aluminum, because aluminum's on the outside, wood's on the inside. We never want the water to get past the aluminum, and this helps with that. If you notice too, it's got a really nice pliable gasket on the left and on the right. So as the window slides up and down, it goes up into this track and it goes up in here where it's nice and tight and it's sealed. Also right here, look at this little finger groove right here. This is to help you raise and lower that window, okay? Instead of having a piece of hardware on it, you can actually use your fingers for that. So I can raise that up, I can raise this, tilt this down. If you notice too how I tilted that in, right, that's in case you wanted to clean the windows. You can do that from the inside. I'm not a big fan of doing it for cleaning the windows. I prefer you go outside because sometimes people have trouble getting that closed back up properly. But if you notice here, this is a traditional looking window. It gives you that old school, that real world look with real wood, but it performs really well. If you notice too on the inside, these grids are made out of wood as well. These are made out of wood, and you have a lot of grid choices. We'll cut to some samples of that right now. You can see all the different choices. They have lots of choices, different styles, different patterns, custom stuff we can do, different heights, different depths, different widths, lots and lots and lots of choices. So let's talk for just a minute about the outside of this window. Well, the outside of the window I told you was in aluminum, right? And as you can tell here, this is a two-tone. We have the frame a different color than we do the sash. Now you can do pretty much whatever you want. Most people do a solid color, but for our example here in our showroom, I wanted to show this because what I like about it is people kind of like that narrow contemporary look where they still have a traditional window, but with a contemporary look. We call that a transitional window. And when you do a white frame and then you do a black sash, from the street, all you really see is this black sash, especially if your house is white, right? Or your trim around it is white. So it gives you that more contemporary look, but on the inside you still have the traditional look, which is really pretty cool. Now this outside comes in over 50 colors to pick from. This is actually applied at the factory, okay? It's not done here on site, it's done at the factory using robotic equipment, and it's a AMA 2604 or 2605. If you're really big into understanding what kind of paint finish you're going to get, you should check that out. It's a powder coat paint finish. Do a Google search for AMA 2604, AMA 2605. They offer both options on that for this. There's a small upcharge for 2605 because it's going to last a little bit longer. It's going to look a little bit richer, a little bit better. Very traditional slope sill at the bottom. This has an 8-degree slope sill, meaning that it looks like the old school window. So if you have a house where you're trying to keep the historical nature of the house, preserve the look of that with the old wood windows, this has that already built in. And then one of the things too it has about this, and I love this right here, if you come around the side, is if you notice here, this actually is color coded. This little track right here is white. See, it's color coded to the same color as the window that you're buying. And you say, well, Jeff, isn't that normal? No, it's not normal. It's not normal. I could step right around the corner over here and I'll show you. In fact, I could show you from right there. Stay where you are. Look right here. If you notice on this window, this jamb liner right here is actually black. I'm on the inside, but the outside is black as well. This jamb liner is black, whereas if you look on this window right here, the jamb liner is wood on the inside because it's going to be the same color as the window that you painted, and also on the outside, it's going to be the same color as your frame. So that's an upgrade. Some other companies would charge you more money for that. This is their standard product. They have one product. They don't have a product and then they have other products that are nicer, nicer, nicer. When you pick this product, this is the Pinnacle. It's the Pinnacle. It's their product. It's the best they make. Now, one of the things we haven't talked about, but it's important about any window, it's probably one of the most important things about any window, is the glass. Glass is most of the time 90% or more of your window. This is Cardinal glass. I have a great video about glass, about low E. It's worth watching. I'll put a link to it right up here so you can check that out. Cardinal glass is really strong. It's the clearest glass. It has the least amount of distortion. It's the most energy efficient without compromising the amount of light that you get into your home. These are important things to homeowners, and that's why I think it's important for you to know about it. So you ask, well, Jeff, tell me about the installation. Will this work on any house? No, it won't work on every house because this is a deeper frame. I want you to see the depth of the frame here. So if you have a home that's a 2x4 construction home, this probably won't work. They make some other products that will work on a shallower depth wall. But if you wanted to know, will this work in my home? Number one, if you have wood windows already, yes, it will work. If you don't have wood windows, but you're considering it, a couple of things to consider. One might be that if you have brick on the outside, this will probably work because we can push some of it out to the outside. But if you don't have brick on the outside, you have stucco or you have siding and your frame depth is not deep enough, you don't have 2x6 construction, just know that if we did use a window like this, it's going to come in further on the inside, which means you're going to lose some of that window stool, some of the window sill down the bottom. That means that maybe if you have plantation shutters, they won't fit anymore. If you have deep blinds, you know, like the vertical blinds that come down, the drop down blinds, maybe they won't fit anymore. This is where getting a professional to come out and take a look would be helpful. That's the reason we exist. But sometimes people want this look, and we have to find out ways to make that work. But it does work for a lot of homes, but not every home. Now, one more quick tip on that. If you have a 2-story house, your downstairs is probably 2x6 construction. So this will probably work, but it may not work upstairs. And if it did work upstairs, because you can't make that fit, then that's where we use their other product. You can see across the way over there. If you notice over there, that's a Windsor product, but that's made out of vinyl, and that has a narrower depth, and it's designed for applications where we're either trying to save some money or we're trying to fit into a smaller profile. Now, one of the things I like about them, and most window companies don't do this, is that they make their vinyl window look very similar to their wood window. And of course, the vinyl window is going to cost less because it costs less money to make. But there's times where we do this hybrid combination. We will use something that costs more like this product downstairs or in the common areas, right? But then on the sides of the house or the back of the house or the apartment over the garage or something, we can use something like that and save you some money. Still use the same glass, still use the same company, and get the look we want, but do it at a more affordable price. So Windsor, in my opinion, is a really well-balanced company with a great wide variety of options, and they make really great products. Oh, what? You want to know about the price? Okay. Well, one of the things I like about Windsor, above all, is they spend their money on directly reaching out to dealers and architects like myself. They don't spend money marketing and advertising. When was the last time you got a flyer from Windsor in the mail? Never, right? But when was the last time you got a flyer from Pella or from Anderson, right? These guys spend tons and tons of money, and they're great products too. But because of that, because their budgets are higher, because their costs are higher, they're gonna cost a little more. So I do have Marvin windows, I also have the Pella windows, and I have the Anderson windows, and those are gonna be very similar products to this, and they're gonna cost more money than this because it costs more money for them to be in business than it does for Windsor to do it. By the way, Windsor is a part of a $1 billion company called Woodgrain. Woodgrain is a big international company, and this is one of their subsidiaries. Great company. They've been around for over 60 years. They make really good products. I'd love for you to put your hands on them and see what you think. All right, well, thanks for watching this video. Don't forget, come by the showroom. Let me show you around. Let us come out to your house, take a look at your project if you live in the Houston area. And if you don't, check out jeffslist.com. Maybe we know somebody near you. Okay, don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe, and please comment below. Tell me a little bit about your house. Do you think a window like this would work for you, or would you be happier with something like that? Thanks for watching. Have a great day.